from, that when it goes to the next page, the next phase, and really starts to grow, not like anything we've ever seen now, uh, you're going to have people approach you. Aren't you the guy that was in that company? Yeah, yeah. What's it about? Know your business. You don't have to be an expert. Remember, everybody worries like, oh, I'm going to be judged. What you don't know, they don't know it. Like somebody told me, I don't want to talk about my life. I'm afraid I'll make a mistake. You were 7. I don't know if you made a mistake or not, or when you were 10 or 13. Nobody's perfect. As soon as you realize that you're good enough, you can do it, let go of that because most people don't care. I'm not judging you on what you did or how you said it, but I'm telling you, if you step out of your comfort zone, I know people want to look to somebody else. There's nothing wrong with guidance, but I think people need to take the ride of a lifetime. It's not only financial, it's growing. It's being somebody, being 100% of you, not somebody else. Anyway, I'm not going to keep going because I could. I'm going to turn it over to Red.
Thank you very much, Marty, and hello, Chris. If you hear me a little bit echoey, it's because we're in a different location and I'm sure the audio is clear, just a bit echoey. But anyway, good to see you, brothers. Nice always to be here on 360. Chris, man, you look absolutely dapper. There, good word. You do look dapper with your sports coat.
You're looking very
jacket.
pretty yourself there, Red. I brought my girl, as you could see.
Anyway, let's move on from being pretty, eh, Chris? So, guys, obviously, I've been talking over the last week or so about staying the course and seeing this through to the end because you deserve it. You invested a whole lot of time and effort into this business and you want to see it through. I want to change things slightly. And it was one of the questions that I asked our CEO, Ash Mufareh, when he was in the chair with us was, where do you see yourself in a year's time? Now, I'm going to say this to all of you now. Where do you see yourselves in 5 years' time? And why it is an important question to put out there. Now, interviewers, or interviewees, should I say, use this a lot when new people are going for jobs, and they always throw this question in as, where do you see yourself in 5 years' time? So why do they use that question? And it really is in plans, and the interviewers seek an insight into your commitment to the role of their organization, understanding where you see yourself in the 5 years, helps them assess if you're likely to stay with the company, obviously ensuring that your career goals align with their opportunity that they can provide. So why am I bringing this up now as far as you individually are concerned and Onpassive? I really do believe that having a plan for yourself, a 1 year plan, 3 year plan, 5 year plan, 10-year plan, or however long it is really, really important to give yourself goals and guidelines along that journey. Now, obviously, many of us have been involved with Onpassive through the journey over the last 6 years to where we are today. And we really haven't had a plan as far as where we want to take this business because we haven't got to the stage yet where the business is open and we can utilize all of the benefits and leverage what Onpassive is going to do. This is why I really want all of us to start thinking now about our 5-year plan. Now, if you remember when I asked Ash this question, he actually quite frankly said, you can't have a 1-year plan. In fact, you can't even have a 2-year plan because it's too much of a close amount of time to really build on something that you want to grow. Now, Onpassive, is it going to be a business? At the end of the day, it's your business and it's how you utilize the platform of Onpassive for the benefit of your own business. We've heard Marty talking today about how he's looking and had to rethink his plan. Now, there's nothing wrong with changing a plan at all, but the important part is to have a plan. Why? Because this is what is driving you forwards to do the things that you are doing. If you're just getting up in the morning and you have no plan, then things go by the wayside. You're not putting all the effort into it that you should be putting into it because you really haven't got a plan. This is why to have a proper plan, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, whatever it is, gives you that focal point to get to where you want. You know the old saying, reach for the stars, you might hit the moon. If you've got no plan to get to somewhere, you're not going to accomplish the things that you want to accomplish. Now, am I saying that you're going to get it right if you've got a plan? No, I'm not. What I'm saying is it certainly does give you a focal point on where you want your business to go. Now, we all have different plans, don't we? We all have different focuses. Some of us might be completely financial. Some of us might be a plan to help other people. Some of us might be having plans for our family, people around us, and all the rest of it. Whatever it is, it's still a plan. And that's what I love about being able to focus on whatever your plan is. It's very specific to you, and it is entirely up to you what that plan is. We're not interviewers. Onpassive isn't interviewing you for your future. What we're saying it to you is, here is everything that you need to be successful online. Everything. If you can think it, it is going to be there for the benefit of you to utilize in your online business called Onpassive. It is up to you to plan to make sure that you utilize as many of those components as you possibly can to benefit your business. And I need to keep reiterating this, that Onpassive and your position that you have as an affiliate in Onpassive is your business. Is the company a business? Of course it is. But it's also a platform where you can utilize the products and services for the benefit of your business. That's, at the end of the day, why it was produced. That is why it is put together, for the marketeers, for the people who want to sell, for the people who need a website, a domain name, that want to give. All of these components are there in one place because people need them. It is up to you to have your plan of how you're going to utilize them for the benefit of your business. Do you want to be big? Do you want to be small? Do you want to be average? Do you want to just tick along? Whatever it may be, it can be facilitated through the platform of Onpassive. And this is why I go back to saying is, what is your 5-year plan? Back to you, Chris.
Very good. Ready? I'm ready. Red. I was got that pretty mixed up again. Marty, excellent. I love you guys both. It's really nice seeing you again. I see Red's got a rosy, nice tan going. Lucky you. I'm fading, but that's okay. And Marty's got that just that good looking face all the time. So there it is. Let me start off by saying some prayers for some of our founders. I don't know if I got them all. I really try. Sometimes I try to write them down and I mess up sometimes, but please keep all these individuals in your prayers. Of course, you know about Robin Noble. Lots of prayers for her, and Dane and Darius. They contacted me this week and they're now both fighting cancer. So put them in your prayers, please. Caesar Chacon's father is not doing real great right now. He's going to need a lot of prayers. Jerry Nix, I think he had a valve replaced in his heart, or he's getting one. Julie Pierre's daughter Chloe with the brain tumor. Daryl Cook's brother also is kind of in the same position that Caesar's dad's in the hospital. Say lots of prayers, guys. Strength for their family. Cindy Hopkins has been in and out of the hospital. Regina Baker, the lady that was hit by a car. Rob Gorman from Rob and Lynn is still fighting some illnesses. Say some prayers for him. Absolutely pray for my brother Red, my brother Marty's family, Ash Mufareh's family, and a real nice one because Seeds Academy is still growing because of all of you. I'd like to say a prayer for William and all those kids and all those educators out there. You're doing a heck of a job. I want to thank everyone who continues to give. I know he's looking for more desks. So if you want to reach out to me or to William, we're going to help him out a little bit more. And that's what we're going to do. I watched some interesting movies because I've been under the weather, took a couple days off here. And I talked about the movie I watched the other day, The World's Fastest Indian, a true story. I think Marty's halfway through it. He's loving it. And there was some key things that he said in there that I talked about the other day. I'm not going to repeat them. You're going to go back and watch the live if you want to watch. But there was one thing that he brought out that I really loved. And he was quoting Theodore Roosevelt. I believe he was our 26th president. If I'm wrong, call my lawyer. He said, it's not the critic that counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done better. We all know what a critic is, right? The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred with dust and sweat, who strikes valiantly, who errs and may fall again and again because there is no effort without error or shortcomings. Boy, that's when I heard that, it really made sense to me. Maybe I'll explain a little different. Remember we used to have the movie critics. I can't remember their names. I used to watch them all the time, and they would tell you what they thought the movie was good, bad, and then I'd end up going seeing the movie, and what they said was bad. I thought was pretty good. I think a lot of critics today don't really realize because they got an easy job. Anyone can be a critic. It's the easiest job in the world because they can get on there and say whatever they want, whether they're wrong, whether they're right, but it's easy. And critics throughout the world have judged the greatest leaders in the world from the beginning of the time, we'll say Jesus Christ, all the way till now. And most of them don't realize that these individuals are striving to make their lives better, to push forward, to better humanity, to make things easier for people in life, are down in the trenches every day, literally sweating, fighting things, battling things, spending ungodly amounts of money to make their dreams happen, to get this going. We have a lot of critics in this world. And a lot of them right now have shot at all of us, I think. Most Ash Mufareh, and I give him a lot of credit for keep going and going and going. One thing that I will say that I don't believe Ash Mufareh has ever failed. I know that says that in a quote from Theodore Roosevelt. I don't think he's ever failed because he's never given up. And every time he hits a wall, and some of these walls are pretty high, he seems to find a way to go through that wall like a magician and keep on moving. Lots of respect that I have for anyone who keeps going to make their lives better. But when I look at Ash Mufareh, he's not doing it for himself. He's doing it for the world. He's doing it to change humanity. Here comes my crazy dog again. I think that we all should be counting our blessings that we have an individual like this who fights for us on a daily basis. And I love that about him. And I wrote a couple other quotes from Theodore Roosevelt down that I really liked. And if you look at the history of every leader in the world, a lot of them, can you please get down? A lot of them have pretty much said the same thing. Do what you can until what you have done where you are. You must be the change you wish to see in the world. You must be the change you wish to see in the world. Okay? Yeah, I know. My dog's beautiful. That's enough. Spread love everywhere you go. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. We've heard that a million times. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. We've heard that a million times. Do one thing every day that scares you. Well, to me, that's new I think ever since that lady wrote that song, and it's a great song. And I thought about that for a minute. Do something every day that scares you. Well, I'm going to be honest. I cannot stand roller coasters. They scare the living daylights on me. But I wrote it. I wrote it. I'll never ride it again, but I did it once. But they do scare me. That's, I think what they're saying is challenge yourself. In other words, if you come up with an idea or a solution to something, and if you're afraid to go out and tell someone or actually do it because what a critic might say, well, then you're letting that critic steal your dream, and you're letting them put fear in your heart. Don't ever be afraid to try anything. And what a most, I would say every great leader that I've ever seen in my life say, you got to fail. You got to keep failing until you get it right. That's part of the process of starting anything. Nothing starts perfectly. Uh, I think every company, every great leader in the world has said, "Oh my God, we had so many failures. Oh, I did so many things wrong. I should have rethought it." But see, they never would have known until they took that journey of what they really wanted to accomplish in life. Uh, Hold on. I spilled Red's tea all over my notes today. The only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be. Okay, let me say that again because it's important. The only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be. All right, who do you want to be? I'm going to tell you this, Onpassive is going to give us all that option to be who we really want to be. Maybe a lot of us don't have the, and I'm including myself, maybe the knowledge or the finances to go out and do what we really want to do. But I think with Ash Mufareh as our CEO and leader and consultant, I call him, because I do consult things with him and ask his opinion because I respect him that much because of his wisdom. It's a great thing. Not only do we have a CEO who talks to us, we have a CEO that cares about us, but he's going to give you advice. He comes on these webinars, he gives us advice, or you never really see him angry or mad. Even in his worst times, he didn't show anger. That's a big part of being a leader. Showing people anger instead of calmness and collectiveness to get out there and do what's right, no matter who threw the rock at you, and just keep going. Let go of who you think you're supposed to be and embrace who you are. You've heard us a million times again say on here, we want to know who you are. We don't want you to be Red Redfern or this crazy cat here, Chris Johnson or Marty DeGarmo. We want you to be you. Onpassive is allowing you, as far as I'm concerned, to be you. Because there's nothing tying you down when you are a business owner of Onpassive. Things are being so accomplished for you. You what do we used to say? I think Red used to say, a business in a box. All right, you're being handed a business in a box, but this isn't just any old business. It's a business that's going to turn heads. It's going to change the way we educate people. It's going to change the way businesses think, and it's going to rewrite history on how maybe it should have been done a long time ago. Ash Mufareh, I'm going to be your critic right now. I think everything that you're doing is amazing. I think you have a lot of people. Matter of fact, I know you have a lot of people who support you 100%. Yeah, we got a few people that might say, well, I don't know. And that's okay. That's a human being. It's natural. But the way I look at it is I wake up every morning. I thank the good Lord for letting me waking up. And I'm thinking, wow, I have this that's coming my way. I have something that's going to help my family, my kids, my grandkids, and beyond. Legacy, dreams, everything that we've all dreamed about. Every one of you, I guarantee on a Monday morning when you're going to work, you're saying, oh my God, I don't really want to go to work today. But you know you have to. Part of life. It was part of the normal life. I think Onpassive has changed normal to greatness, uniqueness. And of course, people, when they hear it, they think that's impossible. I'm here to tell you, it's not impossible. I got Marty, Red on here, wherever Marty went. always talking about the same thing. Plus, we got 500,000 other people talking about the same thing. Why? Because they want a better life. We don't care what the critics say. All right. I care about the man in the arena who's working hard for everyone. I care about that guy that's got the red thing and he's got a bowl coming at him every day. That man has done miracles for all of us yet. Maybe you have not seen them yet, but you will. Uh, it's I could say a million things about this, but I think for me, it's a proud and honorable position to be in, which every one of you hold that position. All right, I'm just one of these loudspeakers, I call us. I hold a position because I talk about something that I have so much belief in it that it hurts sometimes. All right, it hurts to know that people for 50, 60, 70, 80 years have struggled uh, through loss of jobs, through horrible jobs, through no jobs. And when I think back about that, I'm more grateful every single day for what Ash Mufareh has accomplished for all of us. Nothing's perfect. No one ever will be perfect. I myself am not perfect. Red's pretty, but he's not perfect either. And he will get me later for that. But I'm happy to say this, that we're still here for a reason. Ash Mufareh is still here for a reason. There's nothing that's going to stop him from doing what he's doing. There's nothing that's going to stop me, I believe, Red, Marty, from doing what we're doing. And all the other people that are out there that are, we're not pushing it, we're sharing it. And we don't care about the critics. We care about doing what's right. I think that's what Onpassive standards were built on, doing what's right, removing the evil from this world, removing the corruption. I think we see it every day. Just turn on your news channel. We want to help people all over the world, in every part of the world. We want to keep doing this. I want to keep doing this until I die. Truth. I want to see people from all over the world that succeeded where they never could succeed before. And that's the amazing part. And a lot of people said, you know, they call me a little crazy. That's okay. Being crazy is not a bad thing. Some of the greatest leaders in the world were crazy. And why were they called crazy? Because they had an idea they thought wasn't possible. I think men and women of this world that have created things have impressed a lot of people. Like, there's how many times have we said, there's no way that's going to happen? They said that about the moon. There's no way we're going to get a man on the moon. There's no way we're ever going to get to Mars. Well, I got news for you. I don't believe anything's impossible. I think the possibilities are there with people like Ash Mufareh, who have the mind and the sense to study things, to observe things, and change things for the entire world, not just for his family. Big shout out to his wife and his kids. I will say this at least twice a week, for the sacrifice they made to share their dad and their husband with us. You don't know it, but he does spend a lot of time away from his family working this business to get it right. And I came from that kind of where I did work a lot, was away from my family a lot because of work, and it's no fun. But his purpose is a lot bigger than mine was, just to get into a pension or that end of that 30 years. His purpose is to change things that he's seen wrong for so many years. He will get knocked down for what he's saying and what he's doing, but that's okay, because they said the same thing about every single big thing in this world that's happened. The wheel. Back then there was probably a caveman said, "Oh, you crazy wheel? What's a wheel?" Listen, it started from somewhere. There's been inventions upon inventions. Business is about a business. Then we get into technology. If you would have told me 20 years ago that I'd be talking on a webinar right now and to the entire world, I would have thought you're crazy. If you'd have told me that I'd be able to talk to Red for halfway around the world on my cell phone, I would have thought you're crazy. Many people thought people were crazy for coming up with stuff like that. Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, I'm just naming a couple that put things in place that we all enjoy. Uh, Ford's, Chrysler, GM, they put four wheels under all of us. They put beautiful vehicles under all of us. Why? Because they had a dream, they had an idea, and they were knocked down for it, and they were pushed around for it, but it didn't stop them from doing what they did. I'm thankful for the crazy people that want to come out and do something great. So, Red, I don't know where Marty went. If you sent you a note, I wasn't looking.
Yeah.
I'm going to hand it back to you because I need a drink of water.
No problem, my friend. Yeah, Marty's just had to slide off for 5 minutes or so. He's going to try his very best to be back. It's a bit of a family emergency. So myself and Chris are here holding the fort until our CEO, Mufareh, comes on. Actually, I wanted to pick up on what Chris is saying there, really about why are we doing this? Why are we still very vocal, very active within the Onpassive community? And it's not just us three, by the way. It's many, many, many of you. And actually, the amount of people who are stepping up to the mark to be more vocal is increasing, not decreasing. Now, I'm sure you have all had your fair shares of why you're still doing it. Why are you still believing it? Why are you still active in it? Can't you see this? And it's obviously that. And we've heard it all before. So I'm going to tell you my reason. And the reason I am still as active over the 6 years on within Onpassive is because I've got belief and faith not only in our CEO, but more importantly, of what is going to be happening. Now, Chris was talking about crazy people inventing crazy stuff, and if it wasn't for the crazy people, then some of these things would never happen. I'm going to give you one example. Now, when I was a kid, and you guys probably used to have this as well, Star Trek was on, wasn't it? I can remember as a kid, Star Trek, the old beam me up, Scotty. Remember that one? You had that thing, beam me up, Scotty, right? And it was all very sci-fi-y, and it was all very 1970s. Now, I can remember as a kid thinking, wow, wouldn't it be so cool if we could have something like that in the future? Guess what? We've got that and more than what we saw on the TV. The only thing that you can't do is teleport somebody. But the talking into a cell phone to another area, sending pictures, looking at their face on a screen, we've got all that. Now, it makes you think a little bit, doesn't it? Did they know back then that that was going to be around? And I always feel that a little bit about movies, TVs, and all the rest of it is they kind of drip feed us a little bit of stuff that's coming in the future so we don't freak out when it happens. We get almost used to it. But without these people who have got this vision of what is going to happen in the future, guess what? We won't move forward. We won't evolve as a human race. We will become very stagnant and actually maybe regress and go backwards. Places have done that when they take their foot off the gas, so to speak, and don't keep moving forward. With Onpassive, and especially my journey, I believe on what is happening here. Ash said once, didn't he? We've all got that feeling about Onpassive. We've got that feeling that something's going on here, something a little bit different that's out of the norm that we don't see. Some of us get it. An awful lot don't. And that's why an awful lot of people say to all of us, Red, what are you doing? You've been at it 6 years, and why are you still doing it? I'm doing it because I believe in what we are trying to achieve. I believe that we really are trying to defy what is that business mold, to change things for the better, to allow everybody to have a fair shot of being able to make their way online without getting ripped off, without costing them a fortune, have a safe haven that they can park their bus knowing full well that nobody is going to rip them off. Now, that's a rarity, isn't it? How many of you have, in one way, shape, or form, had something taken from you online? Whether it be cloning your bank card, whether it be a scam, whether it be investing in something. The list is endless, but I can bet you that there is more than 50% of the people who are watching this right now who have lost or had something taken from them because of being online, whether it be banking, whether it be investments, or whatever it may be. This is why Onpassive is here to change those normals. And it is a normality, isn't it now? Any business online has a certain amount or certain percentage that they put to one side to actually pay. Jane uses Vinted online, buying and selling second-hand clothes, all the rest of it. This is how she makes a little bit of pocket money on the side. Guess what? They have an insurance with that because it happens so often, whether it doesn't get posted, gets stolen on in traffic or en route or whatever it is, that they have to put a little bit of insurance in there for that effect because it happens so often. And unfortunately, this is the norm of what happens online. Along comes Onpassive to change all that, to have that safe haven. How is it going to be achieved? Guess what? Every single person who's going to be within Onpassive, the ecosystem, is going to be verified for number one. A real, legitimate person. Not a makey fakey that you might think's your best mate who's selling a load of lies about you and you get all upset, but actually it's not them. How many times do you see on Facebook them saying, ignore any messages from me, I've been hacked. If you have a friend request from me, it's because I've been hacked. That ain't going to happen in Onpassive. Why? Because we're going to make sure every single person who is within the ecosystem is a verified, real, legitimate person, not hiding behind a fake name, hiding behind a fake face. They're going to be real people. This is why I'm still excited about Onpassive. This is why I'm still vocal about Onpassive, because I believe in the journey and I believe what is happening here. Right, Chris, I'm going to hand it back to you and you can introduce our CEO.
Okay. I know Marty should be Ash, brother. Marty's off for a little bit. He's got a little issue. I'm sure he'll be back. It's nice to see you. Thank you for coming. I know you just got out of a meeting, brother. We love you, man. It's all you. It's all you, brother.
I appreciate you. I appreciate the professionalism here. The groom, Charles Osang here. Oh, that's another one. And yeah, of course, DeGarmo has many issues. Not just one. All right. I hope you're doing good. I apologize. I wanted to come sooner, but the reason is because I was taking time to get some more details, and I was actually in the system. We're logging in, delivered before the time. So last time we talked about a possibility of us having a link, and we're able to log in the system and go live. That has been achieved. I have a copy open on my machine here, and it is better than I thought. So a couple of things are way better today than before. Let me update you. The first thing, and I want to say the overall betterment, and then we're going to say talk about the mechanical betterment. So overall, today, not only we're on the right track, we're in a much better position strategically than we were 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 months ago. Today, we are in the perfect position that I wanted to be years ago. And that position is to have the right talent to help us reach our goal sooner, effectively, more efficient, and in the safest possible way. That was the dilemma previously. As of now, the best part is we have the talent, and I want to focus and underline the word talent better than experience. Somebody could have 30 years experience of just flipping tacos or burger, whatever, right? Doesn't impress me. You're doing the same thing. You're uncreative. You're not creative for 30 years. You should have reached a new level in the taco industry. But to have the right caliber, the character, the honesty, the integrity, the talent, creativity, that is a rare combination. People that get it quickly, seamless progress, right on time. In fact, a couple of occasions before time, ahead of time. That's how I give this level of confidence. And this is why I'm really looking forward to what's coming, the future, and share that with you. So the level of talent that we have is something really better than my dream, really. So I really want you to rest assured we've got the talent to take us where we want to go much faster than we thought before. Now things are making sense. All right. So the other thing is not only the overall position, we're in a perfect spot today than the last year or so. Not only that, but also because we have this new setup, we're confident that we're able to go to a higher ground than we previously thought we could achieve in Onpassive. That give us the motivation, it give us the excitement that yes, now whatever we throw on at the table, then we're able to make it happen seamlessly. So it's really like a dream come true. That's the bottom line. In conclusion, not just failure is not an option. I can tell you, we got it. We absolutely got it. And that's it. There's no mystery. There's not a question like, are we able to recover, to give back the data, this, that, okay? That's done. As of today, I can confirm with you, we have recovered the business. We're not going away. We're coming back, but not just back. All right. We're coming much stronger with the right people, with the right caliber, with the right integrity, with the right talent again. So all in all, we're, I think, better direction, better position, and aiming to enormous success that lies ahead. Now, I'm saying this not because of what I heard or the promise, which previously I got ahead of myself, okay? It's a confession. Based on what I heard, I take it as like people mean what they say. Apparently not all the time. So what happened is now I'm seeing it. And in fact, the conversation previous to this, right ahead of this, it was do you realize the effort that was done with the minimal resources and the time? We were just like really exchanging how speechless we are. It's like hard to believe, but that gave us like seeing the screen, seeing the accomplishment, the quality, the seamless aspect of it. So that's what I wanted to share with you. Okay, so what's next? That's what matters, right? Uh, as of tomorrow. So what I told you last week, it's all done, right on time. What I told you the previous weeks, I will address it now, or maybe a couple of weeks ago. So is it a matter that we are coming back? You're going to have the login to go to check your account live again? 100%. Just a matter of days. Okay? So which scenario? I said, the scenario that is right around the corner. Okay? So this is not something I'm told. This is something I'm seeing. I'm sure you understand there has been a change in my method, to communicate with you. I'm not going to open my mouth until I see the facts. Not going to do it again. So that's what happened. So what I told you about the different scenarios, those are done. So it doesn't matter. It's not 3 months. It's not uh, questionable a matter of like, are we able to recover everything or no? No, it's absolutely in hand. We got it. That's not a question anymore. Not a question which scenario. The scenario now, just the coming days. Okay, don't take that, because tomorrow, this is what's next. Tomorrow we're gonna have this X time estimated. I might not necessarily share it with you for obvious reasons. We want to get closer to the accomplishment point, to the finish line, so that we can be more accurate. All right? Or we could decide to give you a range. That's A, timeline. B, which is more important, is DeGarmo okay? Joking aside now, is he okay? Like, he's just having...
Shorty,
Shorty.
JJ's
Okay.
having no issues.
Oh, God. Okay. I hope everything will be okay. So we'll see if we can connect with him. Now,
Yeah, she is on here. I'm sure he's listening.
okay. Yeah, we're gonna try to connect with him because of B. We're gonna have to see the time that we go to the next phase of Onpassive. That's another formula we are figuring out. I hope things will be fine, brother. Don't worry, okay? We're with you. Can send you an army. But we're going to decide how long, or based on how long would it take us to go to the next phase of Onpassive. If you're paying attention, you know what that means, okay? If it's manageable, and then I will kind of like explain to you what the next phase of Onpassive. For the first time today, I will share with you. If it's a reasonable time frame, then we're not going to do much in Onpassive as is. Take it as a view period, as a bridge, a funnel to go to the next phase, but internally and professionally and formally, okay? Because we have to communicate through the back office and your subscription, whether it's free, paid, unpaid, doesn't matter. Founder, affiliate, customer. So if that time, again, reasonable, acceptable, we'll assess that. Then we move, we start working on giving you more details about the next phase and timelines and all of that, right? So you can expect it. It's really a new chapter, all right? A better chapter, the best chapter, if you wish. Now, when we figure out tomorrow if it's going to be, say, more than a couple of months, all right, which is okay, then we can discuss a final trial with Onpassive as is, all right, like a wrap up. So we basically have those two scenarios. So we are going to know more and all those details tomorrow. And if we feel it's reasonable, the next time we meet, we can talk to you about the timeline and which scenario we're going to go for. And expect within that time frame, you would be able to at least go to the login point. All right, then we will communicate through the back office. So what's required from you at this point? A couple of things. Mainly, rest assured that we are not going away. We're coming back, and we're making a historical comeback. And things are going to be more visible to you. So you're going to see it. We're not going to talk about it, right? And then I like your input to share the buzz and to share the excitement and to express how good is what we have. I already know that. Done. But I want you to see it with your, it's literally, it's going to make you speechless. So, so rest assured. And second thing is, please, if you believe in this concept and this journey, stick around, stay close. The coming days are crucial as we transition to a new height. Okay? So if you care about this, stay close, okay? And make sure you pay attention to every update, every chance we get to meet. Third thing is potentially next week or within the next days, okay? Not like, I don't want to say a month, but let's say less than half a month, all right? Within the next days, what's it is, 25? Let's say by the first week of October, okay? Yes. It is reasonable to expect some critical updates about the current situation of Onpassive. And the last thing I want to mention right now is to give you a little bit of clarification about the next phase of Onpassive. What do we mean the next phase of Onpassive? So the evolution started as the following. Number one, we had an Excel sheet. That's where we were preparing the business. So when we have a business, basically a website or a back office, we feed it there. All right, manual. Then our business grew faster than we thought, much bigger than we thought. So we created Go Founders. That was December 2018. And that was not in the benefits or the promises of O Founders now, Go Founders previously. It was not one of the requirements. We just decided to make it happen because we decided to go to a higher level of the products, do it all in one platform. So it's going to take longer, and we're going to do it all in-house. Because of that, and there's a high demand on the founder's position, we did not want to shut down that ability and not to be consumed energy-wise and efforts and time just by catering to the founders and the volume that's coming in at records we've never seen before, truly, in any company. And the globality of what we had is really the definition of a global business. We touched every corner of the planet, literally. So then we wanted to automate the process so people would have a link. We don't need to be involved in the transaction of somebody joining or offering them. We had videos, pages to share, and people would just come and register. And then we had webinars regularly, all of that presenting the business, while we were building, staffing, opening offices, licensing, all of that. So we decided to do it in-house. And then, as you know, we started expanding the scope of our products. Instead of like integrating something third party or like outsource or something, we did it in-house. Now we've attracted more people that they were impressed about the concept. So our foundership grew more, and later we changed it to O Founders, so it goes with the theme, and after the name became known, which is Onpassive. So Excel sheet, no employees, no company technically, to where we had a business name, platform, employees, engineers, everything is being done in-house. Lots of challenges, inaccuracy about the timeline. People probably were not to the level, I'm talking about technologically, not aligning with the vision. So in their eyes, I don't know if it's just telling me the timelines or that's what they think, because I'm aiming for something super giant, and they're probably doing something as like a tiny application. So there was a gap, okay, between the vision and the timeline and the accomplishment. But make no mistake, there was a lot of work done. And then when we became this big and we've expanded internationally and became known in many countries, things, took a different height, multiple applications, different departments, all of that. And with that, there was a chaotic situation was created, which is getting off track, with volume. We've hired the wrong people, etc., all of that. But we realized that was not exactly what we've envisioned, time-wise, quality, nor the overall accomplishment. So earlier this year, you probably know, a couple of months ago, there was a major breakdown, okay, that forced us to question everything, even from the beginning, and evaluate. So we knew that it's not going to work to continue on the same track, or on the same, pace or momentum, it's not going to work. Okay. Different departments were just heading in the wrong direction or the opposite direction and all of that, whether intentional or unintentional, just the way they thought it is. So all in all, when that happened, we were forced to stop, literally stop the ship and reflect which direction we want to move on. Now, I want to remind you, even from the early days of Onpassive, we said this is only one phase. There are more to come, and we started with Onpassive as the foundation of to where we want to build other avenues of life. When we decided we're going to stop, reflect, evaluate, and see how we're going to proceed and move ahead, of course, not in a million years it would occur to us like, let's give up or quit. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about how do we move ahead, which way. All right. So fortunately, this very conversation, I've had it with a different perspective with other qualified experts. How to move ahead. This is what happened. This is our journey. This is what happened. This is where we are. And this is my vision where we want to go. That story was so inspiring to attract enough people, enough talent, as I said previously, to take us to where we want to go. Selectively, not like random staffing, all of that. So we're just about done or wrapping up the phase of Onpassive as you know it. Now, not only we're going on the right track, with the right pace, with the right talent, and all of that, and character, most importantly. Not going away, we're coming back. But we're going to the next level, upper level of Onpassive. And it's definitely exciting to share all those updates with you as we progress. So that's why you really need to stay close in the coming days as we unveil all those developments and not so much about the past, but we're going to focus on what's coming. It's all perfect, in my opinion. It's all good. It couldn't be any better. In my humble estimate, it's a lot better than we thought. Personally, I see it because I think there's a force that took us to have this plummet, if you wish, in the last few months or so, that will make us reevaluate everything. So we make sure failure is not an option. We make no mistake. And this time we've got to crush it. We've got to nail it. And I think now I already have the evidence that we're capable of doing that. So I'm going to do what Redfern does. Okay, I'm going to recap in a more coherent way. And then he will do it in a more professional way. But I'm just going to try to give you the extract of what I said. We are coming back very soon to reopen Onpassive as it is, at least to see your business is intact. Everything where it's supposed to be. That's one thing. By tomorrow, we will know if we're going to internally. I'm not saying I'm going to share this with you, possibly, but at least we will know if it's going to be a brief transition between what we have now to the next phase of Onpassive, or we kind of like make a wrap up closure through the current phase of Onpassive, sharing more details with you and giving you more light on what's coming ahead on the next chapter. Okay? I hope that makes sense. So the evolution is going up. We secured the recovery. Now we're going up. That's all I wanted to say for now, and I'm sorry for whatever is happening at the DeGarmo's home, but we will get through this, okay, no matter what.
Thank you,
Okay.
brother.
So that's been said. I want to see sometime today, maybe we will circle back with our leaders to, I'm talking about yourself. If it's possible today, we can try that, okay? So we can start brainstorming about which is more preferred scenario. Reopen, move directly to the next phase, or reopen, do the preparation and the wrap up of what we have and move on to the next. All right. I hope I made it understandable.
Perfectly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Perfectly, brother. I can see it
I
in
appreciate it.
your face, man. I can see the excitement. You're moving around like me on a crazy live. I definitely can see the excitement in your face.
Except the look.
Yeah, well,
Not like you. Yeah, maybe I have the gestures, but I still have way to go. Yeah.
I'm glad you're happy, man.
Working on it. Yeah.
You look really good too, man. You came out with just this intense excitement I'd never seen before, actually, and you
Thank
blew it out of the park. So I think all these founders out there, pay attention. Don't sway from what he said. Stay close. What I think he just said was amazing, and get ready, guys, because things are coming your way.
Absolutely.
Indeed.
Indeed.
All right.
He's so excited.
Let the fun begin. Okay. Have a good
Cheers,
one.
Ash.
Have it. Thanks for coming out, Ash. Appreciate you, brother.
Of course.
Give the family our love.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, there you have it.
There you have it.
He was making